Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Yankees Baseball. That's Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. Paul O'Neill will rejoin us in just a moment. We're not sure if Ken Griffey Jr. is going to pinch hit today. He is not in the lineup before the Mariners against the left-hander CC Sabathia, so it does lead you to believe if this is the last time he'll ever play here. And Kenny, try to put it into perspective. How great is this guy?
Well, when you look at his career overall, you look at some of the numbers he's put up. Look at 1997, for example, his MVP season in the American League. Those 56 home runs and 147 runs batted in, those are Mariner Club records, and all the rest of them. 13-time All-Star, 92 All-Star MVP, 10 Gold Gloves. A great all-around player. In the late 90s, I thought he was the man in baseball. He could do everything and certainly had a sweet, sweet swing. It's still a sweet swing, but not quite as quick as it used to be. And Ken Griffey Jr., if the lights are about to go out on him, his next lights will come on in the Hall of Fame.
It is kind of strange, you know. They call him the kid still. He's no longer a kid. But you could see you could turn back the clock every now and then if you got that kind of talent.
You know, we saw it last night with the home run off Andy Pettitte. He has homered against 399 different pitchers.
Needs one more then. Nice even 400. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, Yankees and the Mariners, baseball, right here on Yes. New York Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Honda. You can depend on your Honda dealer for great leases and low financing. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Well, as you can see, that's an empty field other than a water hose there. The bases are not yet put in. And there's no tarp, but there is a delay. They are expecting some rain. So let's look at tonight's weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. 74 degrees, 72% humidity, not much wind, and the forecast is for possible showers. Now, CC Sabathia has not even warmed up at this point. Neither has Jason Vargas. So there's a rainbow over the courthouse, and it's not raining at this point as far as we could tell. There are a couple of umbrellas up, so maybe it's just a slight drizzle. But I think that they're holding this game up more or less because of what's coming rather than what's here. Like Jack Nicholson is here. That guy knows how to live. I've never seen the guy unhappy.
I've never seen him sit in anything but the front row seat.
I was going to say, he doesn't get Bob Uecker seats, does he?
Well, Jack's happy. We're happy. We're hoping to get baseball in a short period of time. We don't know how long the delay is going to be. But as long as it is, Bob Lorenz is going to entertain you. He does imitations, he sings, he dances. It's amazing. CeCe's waiting to warm up. Bob's going to warm you up until we get back. rain, if any. So it looks like the start of the game has been delayed 40 minutes for the thought that there might be rain. And I know that you're not thrilled about it, Paul.
It's just a bonding thing. We got to sit up here and bond a little bit, you know?
Well, you know why they did it, and the situation is they didn't want CC Sabathia to warm up, go out on the mound, start the ball game, and all of a sudden a deluge comes down, and there's an hour or so rain delay, and he can't pitch. You know, he's done for the night.
Deluge usually start with a couple raindrops.
Yeah, but you know, the fact is that there was a threat of rain, and that's why they didn't start.
From what I understand, there's a threat of rain here 24/7.
At least this month, you're right.
Well, the thing that's interesting, in the past, a delay like this would have never happened, but you know, we fall victim to all the newfangled Doppler radars and stuff like that, and you're assuming it's going to rain. And, you know, now in retrospect, you say, well, they could have played 40 minutes of baseball and there wouldn't have been a delay. So you hope that it continues to hold up. But, again, it's very odd to see a rain delay when the tarp never touches the field. And, in fact, while we were away, they actually watered the infield. They took out the hose and watered the infield. So go figure, we will have baseball as the Yankees will try to win their 8th in a row. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. We just heard Joe Girardi talking about how everything is going well with the team, and that's in fact the case. Things are going well as Teixeira tries to complete the long pass to A-Rod, who hauls it in, and he makes it look easy, and that's what they always do when they take the field. Bottom line, the Yankees have been playing very strong baseball in all facets of the game. So we are ready as the Yankees take the field to listen to our national anthem here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Jack goes, you can't handle a rain delay. We're ready for baseball here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees have taken the field. They're just waiting now for CC Sabathia to take his warm-up tosses here on a humid night in New York City. Last time out, as Kenny mentioned in the open, CC really looked good at Citi Field against the Mets. He was outstanding, and he had the best fastball that he's had all year, 98 miles an hour. He threw a fastball in that game. He was simply dominating. Obviously, a Met lineup decimated by injuries, but that's the lineup that they ran out there, and he ran him back to the dugout most of the times without a hit. So he's ready to take on the Mariners right now. Let's take a look at the Seattle starting lineup, put together by manager Don Wakamatsu. Ichiro Suzuki in right field leads off. Batting second, playing first is Russell Branyan. Jose Lopez at second base will hit third. Good numbers on the road. Mike Sweeney DHs. He's cleaning up. Batting fifth and playing center field, Franklin Gutierrez. Kenji Jojima will catch. Looking about sixth. Batting seventh and playing left field, Ryan Longerhans. Chris Woodward, the third baseman, will bat eighth, and batting ninth and playing shortstop, Ronnie Cedeno.
CC Sabathia, look at his season, his 16th start, record 7-4, ERA 3.55. I mean, he's been your number one guy. He's been your battler all year.
Let's take a look at the Jeep pitcher scouting report.
Boy, he's cruising. I mean, he's 6-1 with a 2.82 ERA over his last 10 starts. And so-so, I mean, for CC Sabathia, career against the Seattle Mariners, he's 4-3. Long man. I mean, everybody knows about his length in the game. He's thrown 7 innings or more in 11 of his 16 starts this year. And that always helps the bullpen. That always helps the manager.
Andy Pettitte gave them 7 innings yesterday, so the Yankees, as I mentioned, all facets of the game are working right now. So Ichiro is ready, leads the major leagues with a .368 batting average. It'll be Ichiro has good numbers against Sabathia. As CC is ready, Ichiro is ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx as baseball on a Thursday night is on its way. And the pitch. Upstairs, and we are underway. 15 hits and 38 at-bats for Ichiro against Sabathia. Yankees actually snapped Ichiro's 12-game hitting streak with an 0 for 4 last night. And the pitch.
Very unusual to shut him off the board without a hit. I mean, with his speed, he beats out infield hits. He's a pretty good bunter and a solid line drive hitter. That's what he's done in his career against CC Sabathia. Almost a .400 hitter against a tough left-hander.
Line drive and off the glove of Teixeira, and it goes down the right field line. Ichiro hustling out of the box will get to second. Now Teixeira's not had an error in his last 106 games. That was hard hit. We'll see how they score it. Teixeira would tell you, I should make that play.
Well, he's playing up close because of Ichiro's ability to bunt, but this is a rocket. I mean, it tore off his glove, got his glove up, but couldn't handle it. Just broke right through the webbing and went on into right field. That's how hard that ball was hit.
You see the reaction, and your reaction, your glove is usually in the spot where it needs to be. I mean, he was late getting to the spot. That just shows you how hard that ball was hit. And also, as an infielder, you have to play in somewhat on the corners when Ichiro's up.
That goes as a double.
Here's Branyan. Russell 5 for his last 19. There's a fastball, 95 miles an hour, 0-1. This is real speed, how hard that ball was hit. Not much time to react. He did get the glove up, but couldn't hold on.
Ichiro was kind of in a slump. He's under 370, but with that hit, he's right back over, probably.
Well, he had Ichiro's hitting streak broken last night. Russell Branyan's was also broken last night. He broke it in style. He struck out 4 times and broke a career high 10-game hitting streak.
You know, I talked to Andy Pettitte today about how good he was last night, and the one guy that he thought he pitched the best all night was Russell Branyan. I mean, he kept the ball in on him all night. I think he's still seeing those inside fastballs that opens up the curveball for CC tonight.
5 strikeouts in a row for Branyan.
Good breaking ball here will finish him off. He kind of froze and took it in there for call strike 3. You know, I looked at Branyan, looked up some numbers. His first major league hit was at the old Yankee Stadium, and it was a 2-run homer off David Coney.
Coney?
Off Coney in 1999.
Coney will be here tomorrow,
Yeah,
Michael. You can ask him about it.
I'm sure he's going to love reliving that. Here's Jose Lopez. 9 hits in his last 20 at-bats. Ichiro leads off second. There's
Kenny Aguilera, he said that, he strikes out on that curveball. But, at-bats from last night can affect you. If a certain team pitches you a certain way, Branyan last night, we talked about Andy running that ball in all night. You start to look inside. You start to flinch a little bit inside, especially from the lefties. And it can affect you the whole series.
Runner goes. No throw. Stolen base for Ichiro. As Francisco Cervelli couldn't get a handle on the ball.
Ichiro has now stolen 3 bases in this series, and he got a decent jump. CC checked him. Cervelli actually dropped the ball in his haste to get it out of the glove and relay it to his throwing hand. And he might have had a chance, but all chance was lost when he dropped the ball.
Yankees keep the infield back, so they'll give up the run. Now, we told you yesterday the Yankees have not trailed since the 6th inning of last Wednesday's game against the Braves. And that was the inning where Joe Girardi got tossed. Then Cervelli started the offensive onslaught with a home run. Later in the inning, a 2-run single by A-Rod. They have not looked back since. They have not trailed since. So Mariners have a chance to put the first deficit on the Yankees in over a week.
Yeah, the fans are getting into it. They want to strike out here.
1-2. Nubs slowly, and that's going to get a run in. Fielded by Sabathia, and he flips it to Sheriff, and the Mariners lead 1-0 on the ground ball RBI by Jose Lopez.
An infield in or infield back, he's going to score on that one unless it's right back at CC Sabathia. So as a hitter, not a good at bat, but the one thing you did do was get that run across the plate.
See, his manager appreciated it, Don Wakamatsu, in his first year as the manager of the Mariners.
Here's Mike Sweeney. Foul away. Take a look at the Yankees defense brought to you by our good friends at the Home Depot. In the outfield, you've got Damon, Cabrera, and Swisher. That's left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. That's third to first. Cervelli's behind the plate. Sabathia is on the mound. 39 errors by the Yankees this season. Fifth fewest in the American League. They also set a record this year, 18 straight games without committing an error. The 0-1. 0-2.
Michael, you've always been good with the pencil and paper and English language. You tell me why Home Depot has a T at the end of it. You just stuck it on there? Or need an extra number for Scrabble? Or where'd that thing come from?
It's like the P of pneumonia.
Oh, now they're talking in your ear. That wasn't all you. Where'd that T come from?
It came from somewhere well before I was on this earth. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Sweeney goes down on strikes. So the Mariners finally give the Yankees a deficit. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Seattle won, and the New York Yankees coming about. A young left-hander, Jason Vargas. And this is the lineup that he's going to face. As put together by Joe Girardi, the captain. The shortstop has a 7-game hitting streak. He's Derek Jeter. He leads off. Johnny Damon's at left. What about second? Batting third, playing first base, Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez, the third baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth and playing second, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher's in right. About sixth. Batting seventh and DHing, Hideki Matsui. Melky Cabrera in center, will bat eighth and batting ninth and catching, Francisco Cervelli. And here are the numbers on Vargas.
Well, we take a look at Jason Vargas. 11th game, record 3-3. He didn't start the year in the starting rotation, so we'll see how he becomes a starter as the year goes on.
And it's time for the Jeep Pitchers Scouting Report.
Well, he's happy to be back. I mean, he didn't pitch at all of 2008 because of labrum surgery, which is up in his shoulder. And unknown, he's never faced the New York Yankees. So didn't have any track record at the old stadium. In double digits, he's into double digits in starts. Like I said, he didn't start the year as a starter. So they're still trying to figure out what his role is going to be.
Here's Derek Jeter with that 7-game hitting streak. And there's a ground ball to short. Cedeno. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's take a look at the Mariners defense, brought to you by the Home Depot with a T. Langahans, Gutierrez, and Suzuki, left to right. Woodward, Cedeno, Lopez, and Branyan. Lopez 9 errors at second. Jojima behind the plate, and Vargas is on the mound. Here's Damon. He is 10 for his last 22. Had a home run in yesterday's game. Has 15 for the year. He had 17 all of last year. So he's a bit ahead of his pace.
Johnny needs just 2 more home runs for a nice even 200 homers for his career. Now, from what I understand, Vargas does not throw very hard. He barely touches 90 at times. He's got a pretty good changeup. And we haven't seen a breaking ball as of yet. Might be time for one right here. Nope, went with the heat. 88.
Take a look at the umpires in tonight's game. Jerry Meals is behind the plate. Mike DeMuro at first. Ron Culpa is at second. And the veteran crew chief, Dale Scott, is at third. There's a ground to the first. Brandon will flip to Vargas. And there are 2 outs.
Fastball in the high 80s, curveball and a changeup. Isn't that kind of just like your typical left-hander?
Well, if he doesn't get it in good spots, then it's hitting speed. If you ask me, he can't really pass you with anything. So he's going to have to change speeds, make his pitches, and keep it out of the middle of the plate. You can see that Mark Teixeira is second in the American League in home runs to Carlos Pena of the Tampa Bay Rays, who has 23. Teixeira had a good year against Seattle last year. It's 7 home runs against Seattle.
Now you have to see where that sign is.
Just looking around.
It's in the upper deck in right field. And he's batting right-handed. No chance, kids.
Batting left, you need a bazooka to get up there.
Wow.
You're going to have to send a text message for them to get it.
Their loyalty to Teixeira far outweighs their sense of reality, which is low. So the count 2-1 on Teixeira. And the 3-1. Grounded to third. Woodward is there, and they get Teixeira for the final out of the first. So the Yankees with 3 ground balls go down in order, 1, 2, 3. As we go to the second, Seattle 1 and the Yankees nothing. Stadium seats and other memorabilia now on sale at Yankees.com. All items come with a Yankee Steiner letter of authenticity. For more information and to purchase original Yankee Stadium seats and other collectibles, visit Yankees.com today and click the Shop tab. Well, we go to the second inning. Things are a bit clearer now as Seattle leads 1-0. Getting up close and personal. And Franklin Gutierrez leads off. Pitch outside.
Gutierrez has had himself a pretty good road trip. He is 9 for 19 on this trip, which started at Dodger Stadium against the Dodgers. And will continue after the Mariners leave here. They go on the Fenway Park and play the Red Sox.
Kenny, I got to tell you something. I'm a little upset with O'Neill.
What did he do now?
Hey, well, what he's done is he's ruined my life the way I know it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a tour of kids coming through, and they were introduced to me. I must have been 18, 19 years old, all wearing Yankee. Yeah, today. And the kids were, oh, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And one of them couldn't stop. And he goes, you know what? O'Neill's right. You've got a big head.
See that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Nice. Thanks, Paul.
Did you smile?
No, I said, wow,
you
should see how. That's why my neck is so strong.
Yeah. You didn't know this kid either?
No.
How much you pay him, Paul, to say that?
No, I had nothing to do with it.
No, nothing to do other than drilling it into people's skulls every broadcast.
No, that big screen out there in center field did that all by itself.
When you telestrated it, it took it to another level.
I wasn't here that night.
You wouldn't have allowed it. I know it. Here's the 2-2. That one is driven to left field and deep. Damon back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. Home run Gutierrez. It's 2-0 Seattle.
Well, he told you he's having a pretty good road trip. Got a little bit better. He is now 10 for 20 on this road trip, and that's his 8th home run of the year.
We talked a lot about him on the first game defensively. I mean, he just looks like a solid baseball player. Came over from the Cleveland Indians. It's a ball out over the plate. No doubter, and he's becoming, with an opportunity, he's becoming a guy that's going to be known as a good center fielder in the major leagues.
10th home run that CeCe's given up this year.
Here's Jojima. And there's a strike.
But the only thing I've seen him do wrong all series was last night when he took off on the 2-2 count. Ball ripped up the middle. CeCe getting the ball up out over the plate in the zone. And these fastball hitting Mariners.
Check out the location, man. That is just about middle. That's the danger zone. Maybe a little bit on the inner third. And here's the base hit. Once again, Paul was talking about pitches are up.
I was talking about Gutierrez last night on a 2-2 count. On the scoreboard, I think it said 3-2, and that's you know what he thought. He took off. Made an easy steal, caught stealing for Posada. But other than that, he's shown a lot of promise for what these Mariners are trying to do, and that's build a team around some young players.
Keeps hitting home runs like that, his manager's going to forget about that miscue on the bases.
The 1-0. There's a strike.
Now, Langerhans got called up when Adrian Beltre went on to disable his following shoulder surgery. Langerhans actually started with the Atlanta Braves, and you can see what he did with the Syracuse AAA in the International League. Spent some time with the Nationals too.
Now 1-2. CeCe's given up 3 hits so far. He gave up 3 hits his entire start against the Mets on Friday. And the 1-2. Now he's giving up 4 hits. Jojima around second. He's going to go to third. Swisher's throw comes into second. And there are runners on the corner, still nobody out.
Well, we're talking about it, and it's not a broken record. I mean, CC Sabathia, good velocity. See a breaking ball away. Fastball right there, but everything's up. Right there, another good pitch to hit. Gets another fastball up in his eyes. These are 95, 96 mile an hour fastballs, but when they're up out over the plate in the zone where these guys can swing at it, they're putting some good swings on them right now.
So Dave Island with a trip to the mound. And the infielders still hang around, get some final words in. Hey, stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Sabathia is 7-4, 3.55. But with the 2 runs in so far, it's up to 3.68. And here's Chris Woodward. Yankees will take the double play and they'll make it 3-0. I want to get outs. Missed outside. 95 mile an hour fastball. There's that changeup. Funny, his changeup is some guys' fastballs.
Well, the thing about it, this particular inning, most of the pitches have been hit a bit fastball, so you got to start mixing them up a little bit and get that changeup working and get the hitters off the fastball. Maybe a few more breaking balls.
One.
Chris Woodward at the plate came up with Toronto, spent some time with the Mets, and while with the Mets, he actually started games at 6 different positions. That's the type of guy you want on your team, and he can fill in for other people. He gets the first call at third base with the absence of Beltre.
You know, the Beltre story is interesting because he was playing and then decided that he had to have the surgery because the pain was too much. But he was playing well. Now, he's a free agent at the end of the year. So you can see he wanted to get it done. So he's a healthy player that's on the market. If he plowed through the pain the whole year, then he becomes a question mark, which leads me to a guy that I thought was so unselfish and really showed what he was about team-wise, and that's Xavier Nady. When he blew out his elbow in April, if he had the Tommy John surgery right away, he might be ready for the beginning of next year. But he wanted to, in the worst way, contribute to this team, tried to play through it, tried to build up the arm, and then completely tore it apart. And now he might miss most of next year because he was so intent on coming back and playing for this team. Fly ball left field, toward the line. Damon will make the catch in fair territory. Tagging is Jojima. He'll score. And a sac fly for Woodward, and it is 3-0 Seattle.
And Nady can be a free agent at the end of the year. Yeah.
One of the tougher plays in the new Yankee Stadium is right there alone. There's no room whatsoever in the foul territory. Johnny Damon knows he's got no opportunity to throw out at the plate. Keep the double play in order.
And that sac fly, Woodward's first RBI of the season. As we saw that shot from right field, and you saw the fans, and they're all yelling as Johnny's heading toward the stands, I'm wondering, Paul, do you hear the people?
Yeah, more so on the road, because obviously the things they're screaming are a little bit different. They're a little more kind at home than when you get over towards the bleachers. But yeah, you start hearing the screaming and yelling. But it's funny how everything heightens right before you catch the ball. You know, you feel you don't want to stomp your feet. And that's the big thing as an outfitter. When you start getting towards close to the wall, you want to kind of run light-footed so you don't bounce the ball up and down. If you start stomping your feet, and all of a sudden, right before you catch the ball, you start hearing everything.
You know what I thought you could hear the fans more when there was a smaller crowd. And the individual people would stand out, especially on the road.
There was usually one guy that really thought you were number one up there, too, didn't he?
My goodness. There's always one guy who is all over you for the whole game. And the best way to shut people up like that on the road, get up there and do something in the game. Then they leave you alone after a while. They learn that they don't want to fire you up.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Cedeno down on strikes. He's now 1 for 12 lifetime against CC.
Let's see what it is here. It looked like it fastball blew right by it.
Yeah. Little fastball, little foul tip right into the glove. And doesn't that drive you crazy as a hitter when you know you just foul tipped it and you know as a catcher you can't adjust? I mean, it's just the luck of the draw that the ball continues in the same plane and ends up in the catcher's glove.
He didn't even take a stride. I mean, he just kind of kept his feet still and swung the bat, trying to make contact. Couldn't do it.
A foul tip yesterday got the thumb of Jorge Posada. That's why he's not starting tonight's game. Runner goes. There's a strike. Throw to second. And he overslid the bag. He was safe, and then Langerhans overslid the bag, and Jeter applied the tag for the final out. So you score that caught stealing 2-6. But 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and because of this overslide, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Seattle. This just happened, final out. The head first slide, and the momentum carries him off the bag. Jeter notices it and makes the tag. Now, a couple of days ago, Jeter overslides the bag, but boom, that toe just gets right there, so he survived the overslide. Why doesn't anybody slide into second, beat first anymore like Maury Wills and Lou Brock used to?
It's not the right thing to do, Kenny. Tell me. I mean, if you're a fielder, do you want the guy whose hands coming in there or his spikes up? Obviously, it's much easier, especially at home plate. You never go in head first, but I don't think you get it any quicker getting there head first. Do you?
Well, I think I heard Joe Morgan say you do go in quicker head first, but there's an injury factor.
Yeah.
Jamming your hands or a finger, and that's why he always slid feet first, if I remember correctly.
So baseball 101 tonight. Kids learn to slide with your feet. You know why? Because sliding, remember sliding practice?
Oh, I hate it.
Sliding, we used to love it because you'd go out on the flooded field. You know, we do it when it's wet during the rain thing, so you'd go out and slip and slide almost.
Oh, didn't you have a sliding pit with the sand in it? That's how.
Oh no! See, times have changed. We had to make it a little more fun.
Toward the end of your career, you slid feet first. I don't remember. Always did. Really?
Always, yeah.
One thing about Vargas, he's given up 9 home runs this year. 6 of them have come leading off an inning.
And he walks A-Rod.
And in 5 pitches. He didn't want to give up number 7.
This moment in Yankees history sponsored by Mercedes. Your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers on the web at Search Mercedes YANKEESBaseball.com. Joe DiMaggio, on July 2nd, 1941, extended his hitting streak to 45 games, breaking Willie Keeler's old record of 44. Joe went on to 56 in a row.
He wasn't done.
Some of the great shots all around the stadium, showing Yankee history through the years. There's Joe D. watching the action from Monument Park. Count 0-1 on Cano. A-Rod heading back to first on that delivery, so he does not have a read on Vargas's move.
Did you ever see anybody, Michael, when we used to do the old-timers games and stuff, and when DiMaggio came in the locker room, was there anybody else? I mean, there was Mickey Mantle, there was Whitey Ford, there was Yogi, that had the presence where everybody just kind of stopped when he walked by?
No, it was unbelievable.
Always had a suit and tie on.
I think you were there the last year he ever changed into uniform. I think that might have been 93 or 94. I remember one old-timers day, I think he might have been either in your locker or next to it.
Yeah.
And he was in a great mood. He was signing autographs. And the entire present team was online with baseballs and stuff, and he signed.
You know, it was a funny thing because you say you kind of stood back and just looked at him, and that's the kind of the magic of Yogi. And of Whitey is when you're talking to them, you feel like, you know, you're one of the guys.
Right.
And he makes you feel like, you know, he was one of your teammates. And then you look up his numbers and you realize, you know, what a great player he was. But, I mean, Yogi is Yogi, and Joe DiMaggio is just separate personalities.
1941 was a great year for hitting. Ted Williams hit 400 that year.
Now, speaking of Old Timers Day, Old Timers Day this year is on a Sunday. It's on Sunday, July 19th, and yes, it's going to have all the coverage beginning at 11:30 in the morning. So I can't remember it ever not being on a Saturday. It's on a Sunday this year, and it'll be the first Old Timers Day at the new ballpark. You're coming, right, O'Neill? No.
I can't. There's a big golf thing going on this year. I talked to Debbie Timon before the game. And
line drive to right center field. That is a base hit. It goes into the gap. Alex Rodriguez will stop at third. It's a double for Cano.
I'll tell you, when you haven't driven a run in for a long time, you start thinking, what's it gonna take? All of a sudden, you drive a double into the gap. Good piece of hitting, but then you remember that Alex Rodriguez, they're not going to push him if they don't have to. They'll hold him up at third base.
Plus the fact you're down by 3 runs, so you're not going to take any chances. Second and third, nobody out. It's got pretty good setup for a decent inning.
Rob Thompson going over the specifics with A-Rod.
That's Cano's 4th hit of this series. He's 4 for 8 against the Mariners.
Here's Swisher, 7 for 32. Infield is back. They'll give up a run on the ground ball. And the pitch outside.
Change up from Vargas. It looks to me, Paul, to be one of those guys that just tries to keep the ball off the fat of the bat. When he knows the ball's going to be hit, but he doesn't want you to have your A swing at it. You're just reaching for it just enough, or just jammed enough that you can't quite get to it. These are the guys you have to be really patient against. You know, they look inviting to go up there. They're not going to scare you when you get up there. But you have to be even more patient to make sure you get a good ball to hit.
And these are the guys that you go home shaking your head frustrated when you throw an 0 for 4 out there, because, you know, they don't overwhelm you with their stuff. But there's just, you're right, a little bit here, a little bit there. These are the guys that really think through a baseball game, because, I mean, they're not going to throw the ball by you, especially in fastball counts.
Remember Tommy John, who's a great left-handed pitcher, won well over 280 games. And just when he thought he had thrown his slowest pitch he could throw, he threw one even slower.
Yeah.
Get you off balance. Good sinker ball pitcher, Tommy John.
George Moore waiting till Swisher's set before he gives the signs. 1-1. I'll get a run in. Gutierrez makes the catch. Both runners tag. A-Rod scores. Cano moves to third. Sac fly for Swisher. Yankees on the board. It's 3-1 Seattle.
Well, Swisher doubles his pleasure on this one because he advances both runners. Going to get himself a run batted in. That will give him 40, an even 40 on the season. Gutierrez did a good job. Stepped into it, but the throw is a little offline as Cano hustles into third base. So Swisher advances both base runners and puts the Yankees on the scoreboard.
Just a good read by Robbie. I mean, you see that Gutierrez is going to get to the ball easily, but it's deep enough and it's probably going to take a perfect throw to get you. Good time to take a chance with one out, try to steal another run.
Matsui takes a strike. Here's the double tag.
You see a lot of players will get caught halfway, but Robbie went all the way back to the base. The intention to throw. And a lot of times you can kind of read that throw to see if he's going to come after you, but it looks like he had his mind made up he was going to come to third.
Now here's an interesting stat. Kenny mentioned that was Swisher's 40th ribby. Teixeira has 60 ribbies, so they combined for 100. The most RBIs combined for switch hitting teammates. You have to go back to 1980 when Ken Singleton and Eddie Murray drove in 220 combined.
Kenny Singleton drove in, what, 150 those, and Eddie got 70?
I think Eddie beat me that year.
1-1.
I didn't know that. That's something I didn't know.
Well, Teixeira and Swisher have a lot of swinging to do.
104 to 116. It's 2 good years. Huh? Kenny, you had 104. Eddie Murray had 116.
Good 2-1.
He's in the Hall of Fame. You're expecting to have a few more than me, right?
How many times did I get the free ride? I was on base for a lot of those RBIs. You know, if we had known that, we would have better contracts the next deal.
Didn't even have arbitration to take those numbers too.
Arms line to right, and it's dropped by Ichiro. Cano scores. It's 3-2 Seattle. Ichiro looked like he was trying to set up for the throw home. Didn't look the ball into his glove.
Well, this is a play. If you're the right fielder, you have absolutely no chance to stop your body and get a throw off to home. Ball's hit hard. It looks like it kind of got handcuffed. And you don't see Ichiro make too many mistakes defensively.
You know what? If he catches that, I'm not so sure Cano can score from third base because you know what type of arm he has. And a rare mistake by a Gold Glove outfielder. In and out of the glove, just clanked around and falls to the ground.
He's looking up at it like he almost lost it in the lights, and you don't see that very often going to the left from the right fielder. Most of the time the lights are a problem out in right center field.
Now if you keep him score at home, that's a sac fly, so Matsui does not get a time at bat.
He gets an RBI.
Gets an RBI, and he reaches on the E9. A gift from his countryman. Change-up swung on a miss.
That's Matsui's target out there in right field.
Somebody needs to get something in the front row because these targets tonight are way out there. I don't think that one's reachable either.
A little more realistic than another one, though.
That's quite a shot, too.
I don't think we've seen one that far yet.
Foul that.
Melky going after the high fastball.
He did last night.
He hit it high too, right?
Oh my goodness! You know, Melky, as I said last night, he's tied his career high in home runs. Maybe the power's kicking in.
Swing and a miss. Change. 2 outs. That's going to bring up Francisco Cervelli. So the Yankees have gotten back 2 of the 3 runs, now down by just 1 here in the bottom of the second. count 1-0.
When Cervelli first came up, we weren't exactly sure what you're going to get. We knew he had a reputation as a good defensive catcher, but he's held his own with the bat. And for a guy who was hitting 190 at Trenton, better conditions in the big leagues might have helped his batting eye. You know, you got the bright lights, you got the big city, you got just the better conditions to play baseball in.
Feel better about yourself when you walk to the plate in Yankee Stadium.
You got the Major League uniform on. You don't have to ride. The only bus you ride is to the airport.
Remember how when you got called to the major leagues, how you walked in the locker room and how bright and shiny and white the uniforms look? Because, I mean, it's like the minor leagues, they just keep throwing out the same ones year after year. Your white uniforms look like road uniforms. They're half yellow. And
you know, once you've been to the big leagues, you do not want to go back to the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Do not.
That's why Phil Hughes, who wants to be a starter, is content with being a reliever because he'd rather relieve up here.
Where were we? We were in Atlanta for this. Right after Joe Girardi was arguing, got tossed out of the game, Francisco Cervelli with his first major league home run. Got around the bases in no time.
This guy, to me, just doesn't have enough energy, you know? You can even tell in batting practice. He just has more energy than everybody else.
The ball took longer to go out of the park than it did for him to get around the bases.
And the Yankees have not looked back since that ball landed in the seats. Today's the first day they've trailed since that inning. Over a week ago. Foul back. Cervelli might be seeing his last days here in the big leagues for a while, as Vargas has 42 pitches. Jose Molina tonight, 5 innings for Scranton. He's going to play Friday, 5 innings for Scranton. Saturday he's going to be off. High fly ball right field. Sunday 7 innings for Scranton. Monday 7 innings. And Tuesday he's going to join the Yankees if all goes well, as Ichiro puts that fly ball from Cervelli away. Then the Yankees have to make a decision. Well, no decision here yet, but Seattle's leading 3-2 as we go to the third. Brought to you by Verizon. Fios, over 100 HD channels and the fastest internet. This is Fios. This is big. Ryan Talent goes for the Blue Jays 5-5, 4.47. A.J. Burnett goes up against his former team. He's 6-4 for the Yankees, 3.93. It's an afternoon game, a rare Friday afternoon game as the holiday weekend begins. Our coverage on Yes will begin at 12:30, first pitch at 1:07. So please mark that down. Make sure to tune in. And here's Ichiro. Grounded foul.
Let me run something by you here, Mike.
Okay.
You know, we saw Mariano throw out the first pitch the other night, and then we said this is probably the first time it ever happened. Where in my mind, I think we're watching history tonight in Ichiro. All right?
Okay.
Could be the first player, Hall of Fame in Japan, Hall of Fame in the States.
I think it's a gimme on both, yeah.
What do you think of that?
He's definitely making a Hall of Fame here. As long as he gets to the 10 years. You have to have 10 years in the big leagues, and I think his contract will take him through that.
8 consecutive above 300 at this point. MVP award, Rookie of the Year in 2001.
I think he's going for his 9th consecutive 200-hit season.
Yeah.
He's had 200 hits every year since he's been here.
What do you think?
I think you're dead on. Modell scoreboard 3-2. Seattle leads the Yankees. Modell's the official sporting goods retailer of the New York Yankees. How would you get him out, though? I mean, I look at him, and, you know, your outside pitch, he's pulling away, and he's running toward. How do you do it? What would you do?
It's funny. Somebody was talking to Andy Pettit today about, you know, as much as he's bailing out, why don't you just throw him a changeup? He keeps his hands back so much that the off-speed stuff doesn't give him a problem. And he's you know, he has such good eye-hands coordination that, and you just have to make great pitches like that. You have to have him looking inside. I'll tell you what, he's at 370. You know, a lot of people aren't doing this. Big sweeping breaking ball from CC.
I like what he did, though. He swung and then pulls the bat back. You don't give the umpire that much time to look at it and decide whether he actually swung at it or not.
I don't think he can believe it when he makes an out.
Especially when he doesn't hit it.
There's a strike to Brandon.
I think Russell Brandon is going to be happy to get out of Yankee Stadium. He's come in and faced some tough left-handers. He's had a great year so far to this point against righties and lefties. Lefties pitch as well as Sabathia can and Pettit did last night. Put you in a funk as it.
Yeah, he'll run up to Boston and see John Lester and Okajima. He's ready to see them.
That's where the Mariners head right after this. 3-game set with the Red Sox, and the Yankees welcome in the Blue Jays for a 4-game wraparound set. All afternoon games. How about that? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. All 1 o'clock starts. All of them on Yes. And the 0-2. Very close to his 6th straight strikeout.
You remember the most times you ever struck out in a row, Paul?
4 or 5 in a day. I know that. I don't know what I did the first time out the next day.
I think I had 5 over 2 days. 5 in a row.
He just beat your record.
You almost want to just get it over with in one day because you got to figure that way, you know, maybe it was just a fluke. You start going them from 3 one day to 2 the next day, and you see Russell Brandon has been thrown inside against lefties, 2 tough lefties. CC's big old breaking ball.
He has 8 strikeouts in 3 games. 2 on Tuesday, 4 yesterday, and 2 today. Man.
He's hauling that lumber back to the rack.
Pitch inside to Lopez. CC's now struck out 3 in a row, and he has 5 on the night.
Yeah, one thing about these Mariners, they're not very patient. I think they have the fewest walks in the league. They're next to the fewest.
We've talked about it. What they do have the fewest is runs scored.
Yeah.
In the American League, they don't score enough runs for their pitching. Pitching their strong point.
It was their first-year manager, Don Wakamatsu, who's done a pretty good job with this team. They're a game over 500, just 3.5 back in the West. The thing about it, they can do something that's only been done 9 times in the last 50 years. Speaking of the Mariners, they can go from a 100-loss season to a winning record. And the last time that has happened was a few years back with the Royals. And the Royals manager when that happened was Tony Pena.
One manager of the year.
Yeah, he did.
The 2-1.
Had a bunch of kids on that team. The 03 Royals went 83-79. The year before they were 62-100. But then after that, the next, I think it was 2 or 3 years in a row, they lost 100 again.
Didn't have that bounce back year they were looking for.
No. They couldn't really build upon that one winning season.
3-1. And Lopez works her up. Hey fans, it's time for the Toyota text poll. Tonight's question is, which of these superstars would the Mariners have been best off keeping? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Number 1, Ken Griffey Jr. Number 2, Randy Johnson. Number 3, Alex Rodriguez. Well, Griffey's the only one they traded, and they did that to send him back home. He wanted to be traded. The other two left as free agents.
Randy Johnson got traded.
Did he?
Houston.
Oh, yeah, Houston. He was going to be a free agent. That's right. Thank you.
But he was about to become a free agent, and they knew it.
I think he was 10-1 for Houston.
I think they got Carlos Guillen in that deal.
Freddie Garcia.
And what was the pitcher from Brooklyn? Tall left-hand. John Alana.
It wasn't a bad deal.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, it wasn't Randy Johnson, but they got productive players.
Here's Mike Sweeney. And he was with the Royals. He was one of the best hitters in the league, a 5-time All-Star. He got the Royal record of 144 runs batted in the 2000. And August 12th, 1996, hit his first major league home run at the old Yankee Stadium off of Ramiro Mendoza. Do you remember it, Paul?
I remember him coming up. He was an intense hitter, and the one thing I did remember about him I thought was strange, and it's his style of hitting is he never moved his feet. You know, he dug his feet in and he didn't stride forward. To me that was weird, but he had quick enough hands and enough power to hit that one.
That note was wrong. The last one, he hit his first home run in Seattle. So there's the circular, and it was off Jamie Moyer on that particular date. So I got that wrong. There's somebody on this team that hit their first home run off El Brujo, though.
Count 2-1 on Sweeney.
So Sweeney actually hit his first home run in Seattle in 1996 at the old Kingdom.
One of your favorite places, from what I hear.
Great place.
There's a ground ball at third. Alex Rodriguez goes to short way, and that's going to do it. A scoreless inning for Sabathia. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. Go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-2 Seattle. games at the office. Now you'll never miss a live Yes Network Yankees game again. Starting July 8th, Bronx Bomber fans will be able to watch live Yes Network Yankees games on their personal computers and laptops. If you're an Optimum Online and IOTV customer, go to yesnetwork.com to get more information and sign up for your subscription now. We go to the bottom of the third. Yankees are down 3-2. And the pitch. There's a strike on the Modell scoreboard. It's 3-4-1 for Seattle. 2-1-0 for the Yankees. Modell is the official sporting goods retailer of the Yankees.
Second time through now for these Yankees. They've had a look at Vargas.
Now, we've talked about the Mariners a lot, and we've seen most of their team. And other than Ichiro, the Yankees caught a break because they probably missed the best player that the Mariners have, and that's King Felix Hernandez, the young flame-throwing right-hander. That one's driven the other way and foul, and it's doubly good for the Yankees because not only do they miss Felix Hernandez, but he will start the series against the Red Sox. Hernandez 8-3 with a 2.54. He is really the goods.
Kenny, we talked about sometimes we used to pick up that paper and see when a guy pitched to see maybe if you missed him. Derek going after a changeup there, and Felix he's one of those guys that you don't mind missing in a series. I mean, he's up in the league leaders in strikeouts every year. He has dominating stuff, and it's the luck of the draw sometimes when you come in for 3 games and don't face a guy.
Nowadays you just go on the internet. They'll tell you, who's pitching a few days ahead of time. But you're right. It used to be you check out the paper and you just see, oh man, he pitched. Nolan Ryan pitched. We're not going to see him.
You start counting 5 on your fingers, hoping they didn't have a day off. Yeah.
Derek Jeter just extended his hitting streak to 8 straight as he punches a single right field.
Sometimes as a hitter, base hits aren't so pretty, and you'll see this isn't one of Derek's highlight reel swings, but ball's off the plate, good 6-8 inches. He stays in there enough just to dunk it in front of Ichiro out in right field.
Change up off the plate, and he's moving in that direction. It's a good thing he didn't hit it well. Else Ichiro would have caught it. That's a ball.
See, next time we say, when they call that pitch on the outside part of the plate, you can't reach it. What do you see? When you're looking out there, you can, okay?
First pitch to Johnny Damon was a breaking ball outside, 1-0. High fly ball, right field. Ichiro. And the crowd now riding Ichiro with every fly ball after he dropped the line drive by Mansui.
It's interesting because Ichiro actually caught the last out in the last inning, and when he caught the ball, he was going to flip it into the stands and then faked and kept it, and the fans in right field booed him.
Pitch outside to Mark Teixeira. One more thought about King Felix. He actually had a little bit to do with Manny Ramirez eventually getting traded from the Red Sox. Kind of the opposite of this trip east. The Mariners played the Red Sox and then the Yankees. Or should I say the Red Sox played the Mariners and then the Yankees. And on successive nights, it was King Felix and then Jabba Chamberlain. And mysteriously, Manny didn't play either of those games. Jeter slides right into the tag. So he is caught stealing by Jojima.
I'll tell you what, Jojima didn't have much of an opportunity. Everything had to be perfect. Derek had a great jump. But you said it, Michael. He's perfect throw, and he slid right into the tag. On a lefty, once in a while, you'll just gamble. Wow. Perfect throw.
Well, Jojima couldn't have walked it down there any better than this.
And a line drive up the bat of Teixeira, caught by Cedeno, and that'll do it here in the third. No runs are hit, no errors, and because of the caught stealing, nobody left on base. Teixeira hit the ball hard, but a quick move to the backhand side by Cedeno ends the third. We go to the fourth. Line quiz. Ken Griffey Jr. has appeared in the third most regular season games, 2581, without playing in a World Series. Who has appeared in the most? And Franklin Gutierrez takes a strike from Sabathia as we start the fourth inning. Had a home run his first time up. Solo shot leading off the second. 3-2 Seattle leads. There's that changeup. Count 0-2. Sabathia looks much sharper now. Came out in the first couple of innings and didn't seem to have command of anything. Maybe it was the delay of warming up. You never know. Take a pitcher out of his routine. The start of the game was delayed 36 minutes because of the threat of rain. The 0-2.
He's had a sharp breaking ball all night, especially against the lefties. And, he's free and easy, 95, 96 mile an hour fastball. And he's really starting to work that changeup in.
And the 1-2 pitch. Oh, got a piece of Jerry Meals behind the plate. A lot of armor under those pants. Shin guards.
Chest protector, mask. What else they wear?
I think they have stuff on their arms. I don't think anything protects you like the old balloon that they used to wear.
I was just going to say, Durwood Merrill was the last guy I remember. And if you remember in the old days, the umpires used to carry that, the big pad and hold it themselves in front of them like a shield. And Durwood Merrill, who's not in the game anymore, obviously, he was the last guy I remember.
When you look at this here, I mean, this is exposed. I mean, with the big balloon, everything was covered up.
Yeah, but it was very tough to call a low pitch.
I was going to say, Durwood. Yeah. So it didn't matter what he was. He was the nicest guy back there. Maybe that's why he did away with it.
And it used to be that National League umpires didn't wear.
Right. So their strike zone was different.
Their strike zone was lower. And they always used to say the American League was a high strike league and the National League was a low strike league. And now, the umpires have worked in both leagues. And nobody wears that balloon protector anymore.
When you look, the umpire's arms are out. We saw an umpire last year, I forget who it was, got a foul ball off the arm. A huge knot formed on the arm right away, but with the balloon, the arms are underneath.
You remember Durwood, don't you, Ken?
Oh, yeah. From Hooks, Texas.
Did he ever give you the Hall of Fame pitch? That was his favorite line. Durwood, where was that pitch? Hall of Fame pitch. This guy's not in the Hall of Fame, so quit calling it.
Ground ball up middle, a base hit for Gutierrez.
Gutierrez, man, he's on fire. He likes the Eastern time zone.
He is now 11 for his last 18.
Hitting the ball hard, home run and a single tonight. Had himself a couple of singles last night. Opening game of the series, he had 2 hits. He's got 3 multi-hit games.
And if you look at that pitch, I mean, that's not a bad pitch. Down and away. Hot hitters make pitches look make look like you made mistakes when a lot of times you don't.
Bunted down the third baseline, but it kicks foul. Fortuitously for the Yankees, because that would have been a base hit.
Yeah, once it hit that edge, though, it's going to make a severe left turn. Joe, yeah, you got to come back.
So disheartening thing, you made a perfect bunt and then you realize that it went foul. Off the bat as a hitter, you think, that's a great bunt. I got a good chance, and you don't know that it just hit that collar of the grass that kind of kicks it foul.
Like it fell off the end of the earth.
Yeah.
Jojima actually has a museum named in his honor in his hometown of Sasebo, Japan. That must be a neat thing. Line drive, a base hit to center field. Gutierrez will stop at second, and Melky throws behind him. So back-to-back singles. First and second, nobody out.
Keeps hitting like this, the price of admission is going to go up to that museum. Looked like something off the end of the outside corner, off the end of the bat. Just gets enough of it to flip it over the head of Cano and into center field.
It's funny, Seattle seems to get in the rhythm of hitting thing. This is another changeup. Looks like down and away. Early in the game, they were all teeing off on the high fastball. It's just an indication that you really have to mix up your pitches. A lot of these guys just go up and with an idea what they're looking for. Sometimes as a pitcher or a catcher, you got to get out of certain patterns.
Lined into center field, and Melky took a step in and then reaches back to make the play. Tagging and going to third is Gutierrez. So Melky covered ground quickly to erase his mistake of the initial misjudgment.
You know, this is a tough call here because you see Gutierrez gets a read right there. You don't know if he's going to catch that ball, and if he doesn't, you know, you might not end up scoring. So early in the game when Robbie Cano tagged up, that was a high fly ball. This ball right here, Melky recovers, makes a good play, but Gutierrez was kind of stuck in nowheresville there. Not in the middle of the base path and not tagging up, either one.
It was a good midstream correction by Melky there. Just he took that step in, and a lot of times as an outfielder, you take that false step and you cannot recover.
It's amazing how one step can screw up a whole play. And usually that first step, you know, anybody can catch the ball right at him, or the high fly ball. But the do or die ball that you're barely going to get to, that first step is usually an indication where you're going to get there or not.
Now, when you make the step in and you know the ball's over your head, do you verbally go, uh-oh, or is it in your head?
Uh-oh, and it keeps going over and over.
Then the fans start saying the same thing.
Yeah. Pitcher, everybody, you're right. Checking out the fireworks this weekend, Michael?
I might. 62 pitches for Sabathia, 42 strikes. There might be fireworks here at the stadium in the afternoon game.
Over the Hudson River this year.
Yeah, not the East River, so the people in Jersey could see it. There's a strike.
Couldn't they see it anyway with the, you know, pretty high up in the sky?
But you got to look over the island and
the
there's high
buildings blocking.
buildings. Yeah.
All right, man. I could see that.
They could.
That's why they're on the Hudson River this year.
A couple of bottle rockets in Cincinnati, Paul.
Oh, absolutely. Sparklers, the whole 9 yards.
Sparklers.
You know, it's pretty neat. They close off the FDR. I've done that with the family. I just went down there one year, and you know, the wife talked us into it. And we went down there and watched. It was neat.
I tell you what, we did that one time with the kids. We went to, there's some restaurant there right on the water, and we were out there. It was absolutely beautiful watching the fireworks. And then you realize when you get back in the car, 3 hours later, you're home. And you think that's why you only do this once or twice, you know?
The 1-2.
You know what's neat? Walking on the FDR. Because this is one of the busiest roads in the world. You know, and all of a sudden there's no cars, and it's almost surreal. You know, just you're looking over your shoulder to see if a car's coming.
The 2-2. Lined right at Jeter, and it's over his head for a base hit. Scoring is Gutierrez. It's an RBI single for Woodward, and it's 4-2 Seattle. I think that ball took off. Jeter thought that he had it.
Well, you see that, you know, it was hit off the end of the bat, and you see Jeter had time to actually load and get a good jump off, and it just blooped enough where it got over his head.
Might have had to be Yao Ming to get this one up and over.
Again, looks like a change up away. You've seen a couple balls right off the end of the bat.
Here's Ronnie Cedeno. This will be the 67th pitch for Sabathia.
So when you start seeing some base hits on that change up away, you know, you need to show that fastball inside. A lot of his fastball, you see cheap.
On the course like freeze can. Freeze it. That's how much he missed it by. Buddy, Michael Jordan might have had that.
I was just going to say, you wear Michael Jordan logos on your shoes and you can't catch that ball? Come on.
Jordan started out at 6'6", though.
There's
right?
George, jump,
right
man.
there.
Yeah.
From North Carolina.
'97. So it's not a velocity issue tonight.
I think it's a height issue. Even those changeups don't seem to be fading down in a way. They're kind of hanging right there, and although they're not really tattooing them, they're getting just enough of them to flare them over the infield.
I haven't seen a lot. I mean, when you said it, I haven't seen a lot of that fastball inside. Seems like everything's away.
Cedeno strikes out for the second time against Sabathia.
I don't think when you're throwing 96 or 97 that you have to be scared to throw anybody inside.
Here's a dangerous customer, Ichiro Suzuki. I think he's the only big league player with his first name on his back. Goes by Ichiro, not Suzuki. Kind of like Elvis. Cher.
One name, fellas.
Yeah.
Lord, Michael.
From what I understand, Suzuki is like Smith in Japan. That's a very, very common name. So maybe to distinguish himself, he went with Ichiro.
And Ichiro means first son. And unfortunately, though, he was the second son born to the family. But that was the son that the father said he's becoming a ball player. He used to massage his son's feet every single night, his dad, to prepare him for a life of running and things like that.
It worked.
They do that to cattle over there. I didn't know they did it to baseball players.
Count 2-1. So you had a nice conversation with him on Tuesday?
I was really impressed. Yeah, he's got a personality. He's got a good sense of humor. He uses the English language to bring people in. And I tell you what, you look at some of his resume there. He definitely is. I mean, if you are not a Seattle fan, he's the guy that you go to the ballpark when you're in Seattle for a night that you go to see. I mean, this is the guy that they've brought in, and Seattle, the players love him, the city loves him. It's a good all-around athlete that became a great baseball player.
Driven out into left center field. Melky Cabrera on the run, going back, still back. It's over his head and goes up against the wall. 2-run score, and Ichiro stops at second with a 2-run double. And the Mariners now lead 6-2.
And I tell you what, Kenny, I don't know if you saw this, but on this swing, you want to talk about an adjustment. He struck out on a curveball, and he gave last time, and look the way he stays on this curveball this time. And that's just a veteran hitter knowing that he looked silly on a strikeout last time up. Figured he had an easy double, probably could have been a triple, but what an adjustment at the plate. Melky gave all he had just out of his reach, off the end of the glove.
That ball just kept going. I thought when it was a hit, Melky ran after it like he was going to catch it easily. But then he had to shift into another gear, and that ball just kept carrying and carrying out near the 399 side. A lot of places, that's a home run.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing he's not on third base. I guess he thought that the catch was made, but he broke it down between first and second. He would have been on third standing. Brannon's probably saying, please, I don't want to strike out again.
Well, I tell you what, when you go through these strikeout things, too, you look up at the scoreboard, it's like you're 0-2 every single time up.
I think I've said this before. You remember Kiko Garcia, Mike? He's a teammate of mine. He struck out 7 times in a row in a doubleheader. 7 in a row. We didn't know what to say to him after about the 4th or 5th.
You see Ichiro, I mean, he sees the hard stuff, but he knows last time up he struck out, he bailed out on that one. All of a sudden he makes his mind up that he's going to stay in on this curveball. And that's just an adjustment, looking for a pitch. Drives it to left center field.
It wasn't the best located pitch. It was kind of in the middle, but he was ready for it. That pitch was a setup pitch to Branyan. Pitch up and in with a fastball, 0-2, and this next one might be this breaking ball. Here's this Ichiro's swing. Watch him get that foot back down, follow through, head down, and just kind of hits across his body.
Well, 6 runs on the board for Seattle. The first time that CC has given up more than 4 earned runs in a game since April 22nd. Thrown 80 pitches. Just in the 4th inning, 55 strikes. So the strike to ball ratio is not terrible, but the strikes that he happens to be throwing are not good strikes. One-two. He struck out again. He has struck out 7 times, 9 times in 3 games. A 31 pitch inning for Sabathia as the Mariners put 3 more runs on the board. They're up 6-2. Quick line quiz answer. Ken Griffey Jr. has appeared in the 3rd most regular season games without playing in the World Series. Who's appeared in the most? The answer is Rafael Palmeiro, 2,831. He's retired now, so he's not getting in one. As we go to the 4th inning. Pitches outside to A-Rod.
We've been speaking. It hasn't been the best night for CC Sabathia. 6 runs, 8 hits allowed. And Paul and I were talking between innings there that sometimes he puts a lot of pressure on the offense. You have to go out there and outscore your own pitching some nights.
The Yankee offense obviously is
they're capable.
They've been clicking lately too. So it's 4 runs. It's a couple decent innings. You're right back in the game. Vargas doesn't look like the type of pitcher that's just going to settle in the mode and just start mowing guys down too. You know, he has to work every inning to make pitches.
And the pitch. A little low. Now we have it at 3-2 and the scoreboard has it at 2-2. 58 pitches for Vargas, but we know he has 2 strikes.
Don't steal him, right?
Now we'll never know as Alex swings and misses, one away. This Copperhead telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees.
I think Jack understood that? He understood everything he said?
Absolutely. He probably said it himself. Didn't know enough games.
Yeah, he's fresh off a championship season with the Lakers.
Another base hit for Cano. He's 2 for 2.
What was his favorite? What's your favorite Jack Nicholson movie?
I like the one that he did with Diane Keaton.
Easy as good as it gets?
No, yeah, as good as it gets.
Yeah. Kenny?
Few Good Men was good.
That was pretty good, but I think my favorite is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which I gave Michael a DVD 7 years ago, and he still hasn't watched it.
Hit me.
I can't.
Martini, hit me.
It's a great movie.
I'm trying to get the 2 hours in my day to do it.
Come on. Well, I can see that.
And that is the truth. He did give me the DVD as a gift.
About 7 years ago, and he hadn't watched it yet.
Nurse Ratched?
Oh, man. What a character. That's a great movie.
I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah.
The 0-1. High fly ball, left field. Langerhans is there. 2 away.
See Vargas going inside on Swisher, and Vargas doesn't have the fastball that CC Sabathia has, but you know he's been in and out, and just got in quick, close enough to the label that Swisher doesn't drive that ball out.
He's keeping it off the fat of the bat.
Was that movie Something's Gotta Give rather than As Good as It Gets?
I think it was As Good as It Gets. How about Bucket List? You see that?
Which one?
Bucket List.
That was good.
He and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. He doesn't really do many bad ones.
No.
That one's driven deep to right. Ichiro back. Looking up. See ya! A 2-run home run for Matsui. Yankees right back in it. Seattle 6. Yankees 4. That's as good as it gets.
See, a fastball didn't quite get it in. I think he was trying to throw a two-seamer in, and when that two-seamer straightens out over the middle of the plate, allows Matsui to get the barrel of the bat to it. It's definitely the happy zone in the new Yankee Stadium, right over the W.B. Mason sign.
Jack enjoyed that home run. So does Hideki. And Melky pops one up to right field. Ichiro is there, and he puts it away for the final out of the fourth. So a high-scoring game here at the stadium. 10 runs already on the board in 4 innings. The last 2 for the Yankees on that one swing by Matsui. His 10th home run of the year, now has 31 runs batted in. 6-4 Seattle lead. Thanks, Bob. We go to the fifth. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0.
He's something.
On the Lexus scoreboard, 6-4. Seattle leads the Yankees. And Sabathia has struggled a bit, but still in there. Has thrown 82 pitches. All right, now all this Jack Nicholson talk, we had to go to IMDb. As Good as It Gets is the movie that he did with Helen Hunt. The one with Diane Keaton was Something's Gotta Give.
I didn't see either one of those. So.
Really? Saw them both. They're good. Chinatown, you can't forget that. That was a great one.
Good movie. Witches of Eastwick.
There's a ground ball. A-Rod. And Jose Lopez is down. Hey, tonight after the postgame on Yes, don't miss the Emmy Award-winning series Yankeeography featuring 80s great Dave Winfield. Here his former teammates and coaches reflect on one of the team's most feared batters. Yankeeography, Dave Winfield, tonight after the postgame. It's only on Yes. Here's Mike Sweeney, 0 for 2. High fly ball, right center. And Melky calls off Swisher, who headed toward the right field bleachers to get out of the way. 2 down.
You know, it kind of looks like a funny play, but that's your job as a right fielder. As soon as the center fielder calls it, get out of the way. Don't let him hear your footsteps, thinking that you might not hear him. Much easier play when you're all there by yourself.
Did you ever run into Bernie, ever?
Yeah, once in a while, Bernie would tangle out there in right center field. Not very often, though. We played long enough that you sort of know who's going to get each ball.
How many steps you can take.
Yeah. And as I got older and slower, Bernie took a lot more steps.
You got it, Bernie.
That's right.
Under the glove of A-Rod. That ate him up. Gutierrez is 3 for 3. He's hitting every ball right on the screws.
Well, Seattle might leave town, but he might stay.
I tell you what, he just he's showing what he can do defensively, offensively, centering every single ball. And you see Alex gave it an attempt, but boy, I don't think you appreciate how hard that ball was hit when you watch it on TV. It has a little top spin on it. You see Alex's glove didn't get down in time.
Look at that overspin. It's like a drive down the fairway.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of my ball going right down the fairway today. I didn't hit one all day, but it just reminds me of that.
Gutierrez now has 8 hits in the series, but he's still trailing Branyan, who has 9 strikeouts in the series. So 9 strikeouts to 8 hits. Jojima's had a good night. He's 2 for 2. Yesterday, Jojima sat and watched as Rob Johnson caught. Jojima had 3 hits on Tuesday. Count 1-0. Six 4 Seattle. Top of the 5th. There's a strike.
I'll tell you what, this game, of course, is going back to Japan on TV. The Japanese players have a big game tonight. You got the Ichiro's. Got a couple of doubles and 2 rooms. Matsui just hit a home run. And Jojima got himself 2 hits and 2 runs scored.
Punched out toward Cardone. That'll do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. A 9-pitch inning for CC Sabathia. He's thrown 90. We're halfway through. Yankees down by 2. part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, Don Wakamatsu is not making any friends with Jason Vargas as he makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T, your world delivered. The kid has to go 5 innings in order to get the victory, and he's not letting him even start the 5th. He turns to Miguel Batista.
Well, the veteran comes out of the bullpen. This will be his 31st appearance of the year. 4-2 guys has a good ERA, a hit per inning. Maybe a few too many walks, but 27 punch-outs for the veteran right-hander.
Okay, these are the things you can do when you have a young pitching staff. Good job. You gave me 4 innings. Could you imagine, Andy Pettit or CC Sabathia? Joe Girardi said after 4, you got to leave, but, we're going to pull you. We're going to go to the bullpen now. With a young team, you mix or match, and you don't have to explain anything. Veteran pitchers kind of call the shots a lot more.
Check swing, and Cervelli went down. So Bautista has plenty of time. 1 away.
Well, maybe he knows the stat on Vargas that during the first inning they only hit .212 against him, but .305 after that. So he goes to the veteran reliever. Wow, there's Eric Hinske. Remember I talked about the first home run off of Miro Mendoza?
Yeah.
And I knew there was somebody in the park who did. It was the newest Yankee, Eric Hinske, who's yet to make an appearance, but he's the one. His first major league home run was against Ramiro Mendoza. And Paul, you were probably the guy who saw the ball last. And
he pulled it right over my head?
At Yankee Stadium, yeah. That was April 20th of 2002.
Jeter thinks bunt, takes pitch low.
Do you remember that?
No, but I'm glad we got it all cleared up.
Oh, yeah. I knew there was somebody in the ballpark, and it wasn't me, who had his first home run off Ramiro Mendoza.
Dozer.
El Brujo.
Bullpen guy did a good job back then. Had a great sinker.
Oh, one of the best.
Talking about the bullpen, we talked about the first couple nights. John Wetland in town, bullpen coach for the Mariners. How much he meant to this organization for a few years. How much he meant to Mariano.
Ground ball at third. Woodward.
It's funny because I saw him and I was talking to him in the locker room, and actually Kim Jones came up and was going to do an interview with him, and you could tell he was almost surprised by the attention. He had done about 5 or 6 interviews, and I don't think he realizes how he's important and how people in New York appreciate. He's the MVP of the 1996 World Series, so he was a big part of that team, big part of that championship.
Well, that's the one that set you guys off in the winning direction again, the championship direction again.
I also think Paul, he was very intimidated by King.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think he got a little nervous.
A lot of people are,
Yeah. There's that year, 1996. And that young lady was probably not born at that point. Fly ball, shallow left. And Liner Hands makes the call on the catch for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning for Miguel Batista. 5 in the books. CC's coming out for the 6th inning as the Yankees trail this one 6-4 on the Lexus scoreboard. for a fresh brewed cup of coffee. Yes, we get our Green Mountain K-Cup coffee system from the same people who bring us our office supplies. W.B. Mason, who but? Another big crowd here at the stadium on a hot and humid Thursday evening. And Sabathia deals outside to Ryan Langerhans. Hit sharply and passed to Shera and then down the right field line. Swisher makes the play, fires the ball in quickly, but Langerhans in there with a double.
Langerhans has hit the ball hard all 3 times tonight. He's roped a single to right, hit a solid shot to center that was caught by Bucky. And this, whoa, man. Good hustle by Swisher on the back end of this, but he wasn't coming at him as hard as it was at Mark Teixeira. Wow.
He's had some reaction plays down there today. You see everything's flying there. Seeds, all kinds of stuff coming out. These balls were hit hard. And again, as a corner infielder with a left-hander up, first baseman doesn't have a lot of time to think. The ball's hit like that.
Bunted. Foul.
And Langerhans, this is his first game. He's making an impression for with the Mariners. He was called up when Beltre went on the disabled list. Looks like he didn't want to go back to Syracuse. Nice town. Snows a lot in the winter. But,
sometimes in the summer.
They used to be okay when you were little. You know, snow was kind of cool.
Not anymore.
I don't like it anymore.
No, me neither.
Once you have to drive it, it's no fun. I once did a story with Jim Kelly's family, the Hall of Fame quarterback from the Bills.
Football player.
When I was working for Fox Sports Net, and I went up there and we went into the house.
That's Buffalo, though. That's not normal.
Right, and the shoot was 7 hours long. We were in the house 7 hours. The streets were clear. There was 2.5 feet of snow when we left the house. And no one was concerned. It was not even a big deal.
How many days did you have to stay?
No, I got out. I got the last plane out.
And now you're dealing with snow. Send me a postcard. Man. Send me a nice picture postcard.
Jim Kelly, name drop. You can do it too. Center stage. You go all over the earth here. You got people everywhere.
I really do.
You meet the Pope?
When you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
I have not yet met the Pope.
Did you meet the Pope here?
No.
No?
No. Swing and miss.
Call you to introduce him or something.
Put him on center stage.
Old timer Pope Day.
He might get a bigger hand than you, O'Neill.
Way bigger. He deserves a lot bigger one too.
CC is, I believe, tied his season high in strikeouts with 8.
He's also given up 10 hits. Last time he allowed double-digit hits in a game was August 18th of last year. He gave up 11 to Houston. Ball was loose out there.
And CC struck out 8 in his last start against the Mets. And he struck out 8 at Cleveland. And he struck out 8 at Baltimore when he shut out the Orioles on May the 8th.
Looped into shallow right, backing up is Cano. Makes the play, not an easy play. 2 away.
You're right, Michael. Every once in a while as a fielder, it looks like such an easy play, but you're going at the ball at an angle where it becomes a difficult play. And there's no way to get around this. It's you kind of lose sight of the ball because it comes over your front shoulder. Those are the balls that, the hardest plays for me, Kenny, looking back defensively, are the plays that you really can't practice in batting practice. I mean, you can't practice little bloopers and inside things. I mean, you practice fly balls and ground balls that you get during the game, but those are the plays that you don't see in batting practice.
I wonder if Joe Girardi, if they're going to walk Ichiro here. He came out to the mound, talked it over with everybody, and see how they set up defensively here. If Cervelli keeps standing up like he is now, they're going to walk him. I mean, Russell Brandon has had trouble just making contact, so this is an easy call as far as I'm concerned. Don't want to deal with Ichiro here.
See, you like this, and it's the right move. And CC Sabathia, a former Cy Young Award winner, and then you heard excuses why the Mets didn't immediately intentionally walk Derek Jeter when Mariano Rivera was on deck. You know, it would have insulted K-Rod, Fernando Rodriguez, because they would think that you know, he couldn't get out Jeter. Well, I mean, the guy on deck had 2 major league at-bats.
You would think even K-Rod had been smart enough just to pitch around him anyway. Right. You know what I mean? Which
is what eventually happened, and then Rivera walked. And there was a time earlier this year that Mariano Rivera was told to walk somebody, and he didn't want to do it. But that was the right move, and Joe Girardi made him do it. Sometimes you can't always cater to ego. Here is Russell Branyan, who I would assume his ego is quite bruised. Struck out 2 times on Tuesday, 4 times yesterday, 3 times tonight. The Yankees would like to give him another golden sombrero.
Do you think in Russell Branyan's mind right now, it's like, all right, so new at bat, come on, let's put one in play early, not get behind in the count. Sometimes you get in the bat like this with men in scoring positions, you can put all those behind you until they first strike one on the outside.
Well, Paul, really, honestly, he's walking up to the plate. He can't not be thinking of striking out.
Well, you think you go up there positive, but then again, you get a ball called off the outside corner, and here we go again.
It starts slipping away right away. He's still dangerous, though. I mean, he's got power. You got to be careful.
Foul back. Now he's 0-2.
What do you know? I'm 0-2 again. And then you start looking around, and you see right here, he tries to get to that ball inside. CC again misses his target.
I don't think that was a strike.
Russell Branyan is looking around and thinking, man, I do not like this new Yankee Stadium. It's funny because with those first 2 pitches, you set up everything. A good fastball or a curveball away again.
The 0-2. Nice block by Cervelli. First and second, 2 men out. 104 pitches for Sabathia. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio. And the pitch. He laid off that one. That was a tough pitch.
And the home plate umpire didn't even check. Not even giving him an opportunity to call him out. The curveball away. Didn't miss much.
Well, you know, CC doesn't want to go to 3-2, so if you're Brandy, you might be looking for number 1 here. Look at that fastball.
And the 2-2. And now the count full at 3-2. That's going to release the base runners. 3-2 and 2 outs.
You know, the one pitch that bothers me in this at bat, Kenny, is the pitch early, and I'm talking about if I'm hitting right here, is I got a fastball up and in, and I fouled it back. But CC Sabathia missed his target completely. But in my mind, I don't know where the target was. So as a hitter, I'm thinking he's coming in on me. And again, you know, he missed his target, and that's the only thing that bothers you as a hitter, not knowing if he's going in or out.
So you're saying if he throws a fastball to the outside corner,
then he's probably locking me up.
He's toast.
Runners go. 3-2. Just missed.
That was the pitch.
It was unhittable. I mean, it's a 50-50 call on the umpire right there. 100% call of CC's mind, but
if you're Brandon, that's like a home run.
Right. Again, strike 1 right, and this is the pitch right here. Russell Branyan doesn't know he missed the target there, so now he's looking in. CC missed with a couple curveballs away. But I'll tell you what, he threw a borderline pitch right here for strike 3, and Russell Branyan, you're right.
Wow.
That's too close to take.
Well, Sabathia will depart. He struggled all night. He trails 6-4. The runner's on base. All the base is his responsibility. Joe Girardi goes to the bullpen. Of Yankee Stadium this Sunday, July 5th, when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. The first 18,000 fans 14 and younger receive a limited edition miniature collectible Ford Mustang, courtesy of Ford. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
Maybe you look at that as a big series coming up, and that's one thing. As good as the Yankees are playing right now, that you're going to have to look down the road and know you're going to have to do something a little bit better, and that's win within your own division. Obviously, they've got a losing record within their own division, and it's kind of top-heavy because of what Boston's done to them. But you know, when you play teams 17, 18 times a year in your own division, you're going to have to play a little bit better.
Aceves comes on. He got one out yesterday before he turned it over to Phil Koch. His numbers are very good. Throw strikes, as you can see. He's got a whip of about 1, which is excellent. And he inherits the bases loaded, facing the number 3 batter in the Mariner lineup, Jose Lopez. Count 1-0. That ball 4, a costly one for Sabathia. First of all, the inning's still alive. Second of all, he has no chance to get a win now. If he had been able to get that final out, the Yankees rallying in the 6th, and he could get a win. So the only thing he could do is get a loss in this one. And if the Yankees rally, he'll have a no decision. Count 2-0. Appearances for Aceves. He's got 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Two-one pitch.
And coming out of the bullpen, you don't see a lot of guys with 3 or 4 pitches, but he started this at bat off with a breaking ball. He's going to a fastball. As a hitter, you don't even know. It's your first time seeing him. Now you've seen a changeup, so now you know he's got 3 pitches. And 2 strikes, that can kind of get your thoughts a little rattled.
He foul tipped the ball to stay alive.
Yeah, say this is like a starting pitcher coming out of the bullpen with a variety of pitches, and Lopez just gets enough of it to stay up there.
Big spot in the game. Yankees down by 2. Seattle threatening. Bases loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. And the pitch. Foul back. He'll do it again.
You're just watching Lopez these last 3 days and over the last few years. He is definitely a high ball hitter. Anything you get up around that Seattle on his jersey or the uniform at home, he's going to be hacking it.
The 2-2. He struck him out. A big strikeout for Aceves. As the Mariners lead the bases loaded. No runs are hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. The end of 5.5 at 6-4. Seattle, time now for a word from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
Is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Audi dealers. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Yankees trailing by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mark Teixeira is going to lead it off. He is grounded out and lined out 0 for 2.
And the pitch to Teixeira is a strike. Yankees trail this one 6-4. Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Cano. Batista, his 2nd inning of work. Popped up. Right side. Way up there. Branyan called off by Lopez for the first out of the 6th. Time for another look at tonight's Toyota Text Ball. Once again, the question, which of these superstars would the Mariners have been best off keeping? You've been texting us at 58772. Here are the results. And that makes sense. The guy who's still in his prime, 67% say A-Rod, 21% Griffey, and 12% Randy Johnson.
You know, you look at lost opportunities, and if you go back to some of those teams in Seattle, when you look at those 3 guys on the list, I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. at the time, probably the best player in baseball. Alex Rodriguez, up-and-coming best player in baseball. Best pitcher in baseball, most dominating Randy Johnson. Best true hitter, Edgar Martinez. No world championships.
Thanks to you guys.
Well, again, you just look at an opportunity for an organization with that much talent, that big of a core, and it never got done. And, you know, you might not have that opportunity out in Seattle for a long time.
Yeah, well, one thing those guys did do and accomplish was get them a new stadium. Yeah. That's one thing they did do.
Kept them in that city.
Yeah, that's another thing. You saw that list of those 3 players. 2 of those players, Ken Griffey Jr. and Alex Rodriguez, were first draft picks overall. Those might be the 2 best first picks overall, and both picked by the same organization, Seattle. So somebody was doing some pretty good scouting.
It's funny, I was in Cincinnati, and I'd just been, I probably my second year there, and there was a high school all-star game being played out in Riverfront Stadium before our game. And everybody knew Ken Griffey. Obviously, he was part of the Reds organization, and they said, go out and watch his son hit. Well, his son, Junior, was, 17, 18 at the time, using an aluminum bat. But he hit one in the high school all-star game out there that was almost in the upper deck. And for a high school kid, you're thinking, wow, I guess this kid is as good as they're talking about. And obviously, he ended up being that.
And that high school was Moeller High School.
Right up the road from him, Michael. The Crusaders.
They had a famous football coach, Jerry Faust, who became the head coach at Notre Dame.
Michael, in between innings, I was looking at the big scoreboard, and the 24-hour fitness thing came on.
Right.
And you just came to mind. I thought, you probably do wake up 3, 4 in the morning and say, I got to go work out somewhere.
That's exactly what I think.
24-hour fitness for guys like you. Middle of the night. Huh?
Where are you going with this, Paul? Another
I'm not
big
going
head
anywhere.
joke?
I'm not going anywhere. I could just picture you getting up.
Do you work out in the middle of the night?
No, but you do.
Oh, man. Here's Swisher.
Where are you going with this?
I never know, when you're going off the reservation.
I was finished. The story was over.
Oh, you were finished. The story was over. And there's a strike. Count 0-2.
What Batista relies on is that movement, that downward sink. And that being a good pitch out over the plate, but there's a lot of movement on that pitch. A good, safe guy to bring in, with a lead, because he doesn't give up a lot of home runs because of his sinking fastball.
The 0-2. Just missed. Two.
Batista, he's been one of those pitchers that's done just about everything. He's been a closer. He's been a starter. He's been a middle reliever. He's been a setup guy. And he's been around a long time.
Look at the velocity on that last pitch, 95 miles an hour. And you talked about early in the inning about the sink on his fastball. So guys that can throw a 95-mile-an-hour sinking fastball can stay around for a long time and fill a lot of options for a team.
I told you yesterday, Bautista a little bit different than your average athlete. He's an artist. He paints. He writes poems. You ever write a poem, Paul?
Yeah. way back.
To Neville?
No, it was probably about my 4th grade English teacher that I had to. Didn't take a lot of thought to get my 4 lines down, I'll tell you that.
Rudimentary, right?
1-2. Swing and a miss. Swisher down on strikes. So the Yankees don't score in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Let's take this baby to the 7th. 6-4 Seattle. live Yankee games at the office? Now you'll never miss a live Yes Network Yankees game again. Starting July 8th, Bronx Bomber fans are going to be able to watch live Yes Network Yankee games on their personal computers and laptops. If you're an Optimum Online and IOTV customer, go to yesnetwork.com to get more information. Sign up for your subscription now. Alfredo Aceves got a big strikeout to end the 6th. Out there for the 7th, deals to Mike Sweeney. Outside 1-0. 6-10-1 for Seattle, 4-4-0 for the Yankees. Grounded foul.
You think of all the injuries that Mike Sweeney has had over the years, particularly back injuries that had him on a disabled list numerous times. And what kind of production could he have put together? I mean, when he was in Kansas City, he was, they usually had only one All-Star player a year, and he was in.
He put up numbers, big numbers, in a lineup where he was the one guy that they would pitch around a lot of times. So. And you're right. He put together good at-bats day in and day out.
Now, when he signed here with Seattle, he thought he was going to get a chance to be the everyday DH. But then they went out and they got Ken Griffey Jr., and rather than complain that shot his way as Mark Lowe is ready in the Seattle bullpen, he just said, I'll play when they want me to play. He's that sort of guy. He's not going to rock the boat at all. Grounded to third. Alex Rodriguez, one away. This Sunday, please don't miss an all-new WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show. The manager sits down to talk about this week's homestand against the Mariners and the Blue Jays with a look ahead to the All-Star break. It's an all-new Joe Girardi Show, Sunday at 5, only on Yes.
And Paul, guess what?
There we go.
I was on Lexington Avenue today.
You saw it?
I saw the truck just roll.
Awesome, aren't they?
I thought of you immediately.
Yeah. I keep waiting for one. Like I said, I saw it on the driving range. I keep waiting for one to stop like a UPS truck, pull up the thing, and just start throwing out some balls and some clubs at you.
Pitch outside to Gutierrez. Yankees have not retired him tonight. He's 3 for 3.
We'll see if Aceves has the formula here to retire Gutierrez.
The funny thing is Aceves, he's pitching in bigger situation, and why is it? What's the first thing that opens a manager's eyes? And that's a guy that'll come in and throw strikes, and he does that day in and day out. Throws strikes, goes after people.
And he throws pretty good strikes. He's not just throwing the ball over the plate. He's working the corners, changing speeds. People forget, he did a good job for the Yankees in the rotation in September last year. Crowd getting fired up for no reason. This is a wave going on. 46,142 here at the stadium.
Kind of a lost art. They got a good wave going. This might be the first wave in the new Yankee Stadium. Huh?
It might. I think there might have been one before, but I haven't kept official track. We'll have to call Elias. They had to call this one a new wave because it's a new Yankee Stadium.
Not as much rain as we've had. We might have some actual waves here.
I wonder if people in the Mohegan Sun Bar are doing it, although we can't see them. That would be interesting to find out.
You got to wait till it comes around today.
Are you guys doing it? (3-2). That one's hit out toward the Mohegan Sun Bar. And Melky on the warning track. They finally retired Gutierrez, but he used up a lot of real estate. Crowd of 46,142 here in the Bronx, as the Yankees continue to have the highest average per game of any team in baseball. And the pitch to Jojima, inside 1-0. And a strike. Clipped him on the way by.
Fastball with a lot of run on it. Ooh, right underneath the wrist, right down him on the forearm on the right hand. Watch him walk into this.
Remember growing up watching the Yankees in the mid-'70s and in their championship years, and the one thing that was always played up, when Thurman Munson got hit with a pitch, he would never rub. And that's more of an old-time Yankee or old-time baseball thing. Now guys rub, they have the trainer come out, but you weren't supposed to rub back then.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you weren't supposed to do it until you got to first base, and then you went in, and the first thing you did was go in and get somebody, because it hurts. I don't care if you rub it or not, it hurts.
Hey fans, don't miss the Emmy Award-winning WB Mason postgame with Bob Lorenz and get a complete wrap-up of the series against Seattle. Plus, get a look around the rest of the league and hear what the players have to say to Kimberly Jones in the clubhouse. It's the WB Mason postgame after the final out, only on Yes. Pitch is low. Yankees trying for a sweep of the three-game set. Yankees looking to extend their winning streak to 8 straight. But right now trailing by 2. Jojima leads off first and takes off. And Aceves throws to Jeter. And he's out. I don't know what that was about. Aceves was pretty wily out there. You weren't going to catch him sleeping. And Jojima just took off. He's still in the set, steps off, and flips to Jeter, and that will do it. As he is out 1-6. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. The end of 6.5. It's time for the 7th-inning stretch. Mariners lead 6-4, but we stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Now please join Kate Smith as she sings God Bless America.
So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees are trailing by 2, 6-4. They've trailed this entire game, 3-0, 3-2. Then 6-2, then 6-4. That's where we stand right now. New pitcher for the Mariners. It's Mark Lowe, third pitcher, used by Don Wakamatsu, who's trying to salvage the final game of a 3-game set. Those are Lowe's numbers. Less than a hit per inning. Probably a bit too many walks for his liking. 1-4 with a 3.28. This will be his 35th game. Bottom of the order, starting with Matsui. And a strike from Lowe.
Yeah, Lowe has not given up an earned run in his last 13 appearances. It's over 13 2/3 innings.
It's part of that bullpen core that, you know, if your starters keep you in the game, your bullpen, I mean, that's why Seattle is in the position they are, because we've talked, they don't score runs, they don't catch the ball real well, but they're starting pitching and their bullpen especially.
Line down the right field line. It is a base hit. That'll go into the corner. Matsui rounds first. He'll go to second. Leadoff double. He's having a big night. Sac fly, a double, and a home run.
Well, Matsui had a double to get things started. Looked like a little slider there in the middle of the plate, down and in, and Matsui was ready for it. Opening game of the series, his double started to rally. And the same thing happened tonight.
Was it last night or the night before where he had his cheering section up there?
Night before, yeah.
I wonder if they're still in town. He's having quite a series.
I told him before the game it's good to see his, his family in town.
Right.
I asked him if they're enjoying themselves. He said yes.
Yeah.
Translator was nowhere around. Roger wasn't around. Huh?
Swung at a miss.
97. Location's not quite as important when you throw a 97, 98, is it, Kent? Things happen real quick when you're a hitter with them.
And you know you got to tune it up after that first one.
Took something off that one. 96 on the internet.
Be interested to see what Joe Girardi does here with particularly if Melky can get Matsui to third base. Does he pinch hit for Cervelli?
Hit sharply to short, backhanded by Cedeno. The long throw. One away.
He almost got it through there.
Setting Cervelli up, and then every once in a while as a fielder, I mean, it's like the ball catches you, and this ball was hit like a bullet, came right up, got a good hop.
Now you can construe this as two ways, in two ways. He's showing faith in Cervelli, or Posada's thumb is really bothering him. He got nailed on a foul tip on the glove hand yesterday. That's why he was not in the starting line. They thought they could use him as a pinch hitter, but they're going with Cervelli here. 1-0.
This is what Michael's talking about, and watch the foul tip here. Oh man, it's like right on the base of the thumb, and you see the reaction of Jorge.
I believe if Jorge felt 100% that he'd be at the plate right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
with
too.
the power that he takes up to the plate.
Ichiro puts that one away, 2 down.
Yeah, he would represent time run at the plate, so you figure he would be at the plate.
That guy right there knows all about those busted up hands and hurt thumbs. I mean, he went through it as a catcher. Nobody to understand catching more than the manager.
More than most managers. Aren't most managers catchers?
Yeah.
I mean, Wakamatsu was a catcher, too.
It's got to go on the resume now when you go for a managerial job. Catcher. Caught in Little League, anything. It's caught.
Backyard catcher.
Here's Jeter, extended his hitting streak to 8 straight with a bloop single right in the third. Matsui's on second. 2 men out. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Yankees trail by 2. Guy throws gas. There's a strike. Two outs and runners in scoring position this season. Jeter 10 for 26, 385.
It's always good in these situations because he goes back to what he does best, and that's kind of hitting the ball to right field, right center field. He's good at not, trying to hit balls out of the park. Like a lot of people, when you come up with a tying run late in the game, that's the only thing you think about is trying to hit a home run. That's an easy way to make an out as a hitter. Get the crowd tonight, Mike. It seems like there's more people here than
46, 142. It's more than yesterday and more than Tuesday.
See that?
Wait. No, Tuesday had 59 people more. 39 people more on Tuesday.
You can see how this low can be successful. An overpowering fastball with a quick slider. And as a hitter, you have to make your adjustments early. I mean, you have to recognize a fastball slider immediately when a guy throws that hard.
Here's another guy who's got memories of the old Yankee Stadium. Got his first Major League win there back in 2006.
Throwing 96, then puts a little bend in it, takes something off, and Jeter swings and misses. The leadoff double is stranded. We go to the 8th, 6-4 Seattle. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin', and by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. Here's Ryan Langerhans, and he runs foul. As the 8th inning is underway, Yankees are trailing 6-4.
Langerham's trying to do a little bit of everything, trying to lay down a bunt, get something started here in the 8th inning. He's already hit the ball hard 3 different times.
Swing and a miss. Foul back. Down to first. Teixeira right there. And there's one away. Hey fans, tonight and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're allowing you to vote along with the 3 of us here in the booth for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Matsui, number 2, Suzuki, number 3, Gutierrez, and number 4, Woodward. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply.
Tevis has done everything that Joe Girardi could possibly ask. I mean, he comes in, he's kept the Mariners right where they are. Although
That's been about a season-long thing, too.
Yeah, well, the Mariners, the only problem is their bullpen has done a good job, too.
Line to left field. Coming on as Damon dives. Can't hold on. Woodward hustling. Will go to second and be out. Got a little greedy. Got a gift, then wanted more. Good throw by Damon.
You know, Michael, you say that, and Johnny Damon takes so much stuff for not having a great throwing arm. But, you know, sometimes on an aggressive play, the best thing you can do is sometimes you don't have to have the best arm. You have to have an accurate arm. Johnny Damon makes a good play. Gives Robbie a perfect ball to handle. Quick tag. See that? Yeah.
Hey. Put it back in the holster, John.
Oh, it's funny because what's Johnny been in the league? 15 years now, and you still see there's excitement after a good play, and that's what you know you like to see in players. You don't lose that that excitement of going out and playing a game every night.
That could be a big play. Yeah, that's keep a runner out of scoring position.
Right back to Aceves. And a 1-2-3 inning with the throw out by Damon. 9 pitches, got 3 outs. But the biggest throw was not from Aceves. It was from Johnny Damon. Woodward, the line drive couldn't be handled. Damon got up throwing, threw a strike to Cano, and Woodward was out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Damon likes it. Yankees would like some runs. bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees trail 6-4. Johnny Damon starts it off. And Lowe deals a strike.
I told you a couple years ago on a telecast that scientifically they did a thing where people are excited about hitting, where they're better in the field before they even believe them.
I still don't. There's actually a scientific study,
right.
like at MIT, something like that.
Probably Fordham or some big university like that.
I thought I saw that on Seinfeld.
Was that it? Maybe that's where I heard it, huh? Kramer told me.
How'd you get in here? Popped up. Woodward. One away. Time for the Land Rover drive of the game.
Well, it came in the 4th inning. Hideki Matsui at the plate with a man aboard, and the Yankees were down 6-2 at the time. And not after this. 2-run shot made it 6-4. That's our Land Rover drive of the game. Hideki Matsui's 11th home run of the year.
That's where it stayed, Kenny. It hadn't gone anywhere since then.
Time for some late rally. Oh, another pop-up.
They are really up there, those pop-ups. That was Castillo-like.
Could you catch one of those?
I think so, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Seriously,
I think I can.
I'm not joking.
I think I can.
Right. That's what next series. That's what we're doing.
You're gonna pop some up.
We're gonna get to come film us before. I'm gonna hit you some fungos.
All right, good.
Or use the machine. The machine will shoot it up there.
Yeah.
Wear a helmet, Michael.
I'm glad you both have such faith in me.
Yeah. I just asked a question. I didn't say you could or you couldn't.
I don't think I could. Be honest with you. Yeah. You know what? I'm past that stage. Yeah. I don't care if I catch him anymore.
I would move heaven and earth to catch it if O'Neill hit it. Because I would not stand the abuse for the next decade.
Just don't take it off the noggin. That's all I ask. You know, just miss it, but don't take it off the head.
A lot of space to aim for. Another pop-up.
That tells you a guy has a live fastball.
Right.
Guys can't quite get on top of it.
Good swing right on it, but you're right, Kenny. Just a little extra life at the end of the fastball. Starts off in the middle. That ball actually kind of just sails and rises. It's off the middle of the bat. That's one of those swings that goes a long way if you catch it.
Man.
1-1. Well, you can imagine the possibilities if A-Rod actually connects with that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He's shown some great power of late. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has a 7-game hitting streak. '97.
This guy's got some fire.
You know what? He's got confidence in it, too. I mean, he's getting in counts where he's shown his fastball. He could go to his slider. But no, he's just pumping fastballs in because in the back of his mind, he's saying, I can get this ball by you.
Plus, he's got a 2-run lead.
Always help.
Yeah, with nobody on base. So he's gonna fire it up there. Ooh, off speed.
Alex has worked the count full. Driven deep to center. Going back, Gutierrez on the track and in front of the wall. He makes the play. Just missed another home run. And Lowe breathes a sigh of relief. So the Yankees go down in order. 2 high pop-ups, and this one a long drive that Gutierrez ran down at the wall. We'll go to the 9th. 6-4 Mariners. Ichiro takes a strike from Alfredo Aceves, entering his third full inning of work. He's gone 2 1/3 so far. Done a great job. Held the Mariners right there as the Yankees are trying to catch up. It's 6-4 Seattle. Chop to Teixeira, going to be a tough play, and he throws it past Aceves. And Ichiro reaches. We'll see if they score that in E3. It would be a tough play even if he made a perfect throw. And this has been Teixeira's shakiest game in the field.
Well, first of all, the pressure's on anytime Ichiro hits a ground ball and he starts running because he's got great speed. The throw's behind Aceves here, and he misses the target. That's got, you know what? I think if he makes a good throw, he's got him out at first. So that should be an error.
It is an E3.
Yeah.
You see Ichiro getting down the line quick, but if you watch the way Teixeira threw the ball, it's almost like he got a palm ball out of there. He had all his fingers on the ball, didn't get a two-seam grip or two-finger grip, and sometimes you kind of hold on to it too long.
Branyan hits one deep to center, way back. Cabrera back, track, wall, off the restaurant. A 2-run shot for Branyan. That's the first time that restaurant's been hit, and it's a big blow for Seattle. They now lead 8-4.
Branyan's going to be feeling pretty good about after all the struggles during this series. That is his 20th home run of the year, and it was a monster shot, and he knew it as soon as he hit it. He's been waiting for this his whole series.
So if you go 1 for 8 with 7 strikeouts, you might as well make it a bomb, too. And this is dead center field. High towering drive.
Russell the Muscle. That's what they call him. That's the first time we've seen a restaurant quality home run here at the new Yankee Stadium.
Well, Branyan gets a 2-run shot, his 20th of the year, and Joe Girardi will go to the bullpen. They didn't get hit because the glasses covered them. Mason postgame with Bob Lorenz and get a complete wrap-up of the series against Seattle. Plus, get a look around the rest of the league and who the players have to say to Kimberly Jones in the clubhouse. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's after the final out, only on this. David Robertson will take over for Aceves. A long outing for Aceves. Perhaps they pushed him a little bit too far. And now they turn it over to Robertson. And the pitch is high. Now, a couple of things. The error and you see Robertson's numbers, 26 strikeouts and 17 in the third. That jumps out at you. But the error by Teixeira on Suzuki's ground ball snapped an errorless streak of 106 straight games, dating back to last year, obviously, and he had yet to make an error in 72 games with the Yankees. So he's had one go off his glove, a line drive. That was a double by Ichiro in the first inning, kind of set the tone for the game. Another hot shot under his glove, and that one a bad throw. Now as for Branyan, the home run, I think a ball got loose out in center field, but the Branyan's home run against the Restaurant, that might be the new version of the black. In the old ballpark, you had the black, and when balls were hit in the black, it was special. And with the home runs that have been hit this year, nothing's been up against the Mohegan Sun Sports Bar, but that one was. And so Branyan will be the first guy who ever did it, and the first guy who ever went into the black in the old stadium was Ken Singleton.
That was a long time ago.
Sing.
Yeah.
Popped up. Teixeira makes the play.
You know, I think what you have seen these last few days, and with that home run by Russell Branyan, it's sort of like a microcosm of his whole career. I mean, organizations have given up on him because he strikes out a whole lot. But then he goes to the minor leagues. This guy has 210 minor league home runs. That's a lot of home runs in the minors. Perseverance. He gets called up by his organization, and this time Seattle gives him a chance. Strikes out all these, but then he hits one 450 something feet, and that's what you can get from him every so often.
And that keeps you coming back.
It's kind of put it in perspective too, because A-Rod hit, a bomb last night to center field, and it barely made it into the monuments. And tonight he hit a ball pretty good. It went to the wall. That ball went over the monuments, ricocheted off the Restaurant. So I mean, you're talking about power that Alex Rodriguez hadn't even shown yet.
Brandon with Cleveland, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Tampa Bay, San Diego, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Milwaukee again, and now Seattle.
There's the final resting place of the Mohegan Sun ball.
Ball's got soup on it.
Cano to Teixeira. That's a nice play to get Sweeney. He's now 0 for 5.
Kenny, I tell you what, Robbie Cano makes a lot of plays look real easy. This ball wasn't hit hard, but when you're moving that way to be able to throw back, again, this is a play that you got to work on. Look how quick he pivots. Gets rid of the ball.
You know, I think with him, Paul, he's got a very strong throwing arm.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't. All he can do is flip it. It's on its way real quickly and with something on it.
And he's got that throwing arm that works well at second base, where he can put a lot on it from that sidearm position.
Throw from different positions. Yeah.
Here's Gutierrez. He takes a strike. Gutierrez 3 for 4 last time up. A drive to the wall in center. The only time the Yankees have gotten him out. And they get him out again as Robertson does a good job. But damage has been done. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error. Nobody left. The big blow. A Restaurant quality shot. First one ever. And it's an 8-4 Seattle lead. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
One out, top of the 8th inning, and Chris Woodward at the plate hits a line drive. Sinking liner, Johnny Damon can't corral it, but he can throw it. And he throws it to second in time to get Woodward, who's credited with a single and then been thrown out by Johnny Damon. That's our Geico play of the game.
Well, do the Yankees have a rally in their bones as we go to the bottom of the ninth? Last licks, they're down 8-4, and they'll have to try to do it against David Aardsma. And in his last 11 appearances, Aardsma has been unbelievable. 11 innings, 5 hits, 4 walks, and 20 strikeouts. Pretty impressive numbers.
46 Ks and 36 in the 3rd innings.
Wow.
Here's a guy who's bounced around a bit. He started with the Giants. He was with the Red Sox for a while. Both Chicago teams. Let me
see numbers like that, and you would never think that a pitcher would bounce around with numbers like that.
You got to know he's #1 alphabetically among all players.
That's right.
Moved ahead of Hank Aaron.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Never thought that could happen, but there it is.
Yeah. Bonds did it. Yeah, he was with Boston for a while. Both Chicago teams, so he knows the north and south side of Chicago. But he's the baddest man in town in Seattle.
Now, Aardsma has struggled in his career against the Yanks. In 6 games, a 9.72 ERA.
I don't know if at the time he was in a role like he's on now. So it's amazing how a little confidence in a role, you kind of settle in, you can start believing what you can do.
And the 1-2 upstairs. Yankees need base runners as they're down by 4. Their 7-game winning streak is in jeopardy here in the bottom of the 9th. Foul ball.
So Robbie's had good plate appearances. They put together some good at bats. Again, he's faced some tough pitching late in the game, some hard throwers out of the pen.
He's had 5 hits in this 3-game series. I figured a 3-game series, to have a good series, needed at least 4 hits.
Do a little damage.
You mean a couple RBIs?
A couple RBIs, yeah. Maybe a home run in between.
Yeah, stick one out, hit one out here. They're going to make a mistake sometime in 3 games.
It's funny how you always expected more offensively when you came into like a 3-game series at home, too. I mean, you knew you had to do some things at home because it's your ballpark. You're comfortable hitting it. See the movement on that pitch, 88 miles an hour. Not his fastball either, like a split fingered or something.
Yeah.
You see funky movement at the end of it.
Yeah, watch his grip. Now he's going to start with his splitter grip, and he can always change it when he goes to the glove. This is the 8th pitch of this at bat coming up.
Fastball grip there.
And Cano has a great night. He's 3 for 3, and that was some at bat.
How many hits have we seen tonight just out of the reach of hitters? I mean, it's like the infielders sunk.
So you see the fastball grip, and that's what he got. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Took a little wood with it. Broken bat. Like he tried to catch that one for a touchdown.
Robbie Cano with 6 hits in this 3-game series.
That's when Cano's at his best. Fastball the other way, breaking ball he pulls. That's when he's really locked in. That's going to bring up Swisher. Boy, that 2-run home run by Branyan looms large. It's looping a blast is not easy, but it's certainly easier than a big rally. There's a strike. This is not a safe situation for Aardsma. 4-1 lead. For Cano, his 9th 3-hit game of the season. The 0-1. 1-1.
Yankees need base runners. So you give yourself a chance. At least bring the tying run to the plate. And Swish is the type of guy, fight his way. Even if he doesn't get a hit, he work his way on with a base on ball.
He does swing at strikes. And late in the game when you're down, that's what you need to do, make a pitcher work.
There's a base hit for Swisher. And the Yankees have the first 2 runners on.
That's up to Matsui to keep the line moving.
Again, you're still one guy on base away from trying to hit a home run to tie this thing up. So as a hitter, you just you work the counts. You try to keep this train moving into the 4th inning. You see what Matsui can do. He gets a pitch out over the plate.
Matsui, a sac fly, a home run, and a double. The Yankees have not had 2 guys on in an inning since the 4th inning. And that's when Matsui hit the home run. Eric Hinsky has a bat, just in case, to pinch hit for Cervelli. Again, if Posada can't go, you can't pinch hit for Cervelli. And if you pinch hit for Cervelli, you probably pinch hit with Posada. He has a bat. Yep, why use 2 players? So the count 0-2 on Hideki Matsui.
Tough. Arnsman, at this point, not wasting any pitches.
No, I think as a closer, you come in with a 4-run lead, and then all of a sudden you give up a couple base hits, and you realize, this is New York Yankees. We can't let this thing keep going. Getting that first out is big. I haven't recorded that one yet.
Change up, that missed. Wasn't close.
Outside.
So the boys are starting to line up at the bat rack, knowing they might get a chance to get another at bat in this game. Everybody's got a bat in their hand.
Foul tip. Cano single, Swisher single. First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the 9th. Yankees trying to rally. 2-2. One pitch away from bringing the tying run to the plate. And the pitch spoiled. That was a ninth pitch of the at-bat.
Matsui drawing on all of his experience right in this at-bat. He was down, no balls and 2 strikes. And now has fought his way to a 3-2 count.
Popped up. Gutierrez. So Archmo wins that battle. A lengthy battle at that. 10 pitches.
Check out the pitch by pitch. Strike 1 over the outside corner. Same for strike 2. Even better pitch. Here's where Matsui starts to go to work. Fouls the pitch off. Fouls another one off. Count still 0-2. Off-speed pitch misses. Just a little outside. 2-2. Just stays alive. 3-2 now. Fouls another one off. And this one, well, that was a pretty good pitch to hit. And he was a little late.
I'll tell you what, you feel so bad as a hitter when you battle to get to that pitch and then it doesn't work out. But I tell you what, he made Archmo work. He was one pitch away from a walk-in or a base hit.
Here's Melky. And the pitch low one out. He's really making him work. The whole team is. And Posada comes out on deck. He's a late inning guy. 7th inning or later. 325 from Melky. That one is looped to left. Langerhans is there. 2 away. Tomorrow afternoon on Yes, the Yankees start a holiday weekend series with the Blue Jays. And complete coverage begins at 12:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. The Blue Jays against the Yankees tomorrow at 12:30, only on Yes. So 2 batters got on. Now the next 2 are out, and it comes down to Jorge Posada pinch hitting for Cervelli to keep this alive. Posada did not start today. We showed you earlier because he had a foul tip off the glove in yesterday's game. So his left thumb is sore.
Batting left-handed, that would be his power hand, the one that actually drives the bat through the strike zone. And we see with Archmo, he's got a pretty good fastball.
Pitch outside. Last time that Archmo threw more than 24 pitches, it's at 25 right now, was May 31st when he threw 33. So he's been automatic of late, and he's worked with great economy. There's a strike. Posada gets on. Jeter comes up as the tying run. Posada doesn't get on. End of the ball game. End of the winning streak. Jeter awaits on deck.
They're talking about a guy growing into a role. Now, this is not, as you look at the career pinch hitting for Posada, 3 pinch hit homers. You talk about Archmo growing into a role. Now, he is, this is not a save situation, as Michael mentioned, but he's got 16 saves this year. He came into this year with no major league saves.
With that fastball by Posada, foul tipped it in the count. Now 2-2.
44 saves in the minors, but none in the big leagues. That pitch, high fastball. Posada had a good pass at it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And that'll do it. As Posada with a weak hat through the fastball up and away, and the Yankees lose this game by an 8-4 score. So Archman made it interesting, but the Mariners end up persevering and winning this one and snapping the Yankees' 7-game winning streak. In the ninth for the Yankees, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base.